Well, shit.
What are y'all doing?
This is awful. I'm Deontay,
I'm Jordan.
and today we're going to give you our review of Fear Street Part 1, 1992.
Four.
1994.
1994.
Oh, 1994. Excuse me. So this is a film trilogy based off the R.L. Stine novels. Netflix original. Starting off, like we always do, what would you rate?
I can't give this nothing past like a 4.
4 out of
10.
Ooh, that's kind of harsh, but I'm right there. I'm right along with you. I would give it a 4 as well. Maybe a 5. Just maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a 5.
Maybe a 5. 5 at best. We just gonna say that 5 is the highest.
Okay.
No more.
Let's just start from the beginning.
All right. So got you. So they got the typical shady side. Was it Shady Side Mall?
Yeah.
It's kind of the, you always get these weird type of mall names in these horror slasher type of films.
You can tell it's gonna be like a haunted. It has that like real dark type vibe to it outside.
Mall is now closed. The Shady Side Mall is now closed.
You should know something's gonna go down there. That shit looks scary.
Right, even the
Looks old.
the opening credits where they're going through all the satanic witchcraft. Typical witchcraft. This is a spoiler review, by the way. I'm sorry for me to say this is a spoiler review. We're not, because it's on Netflix, so there's no point of doing a spoiler and a spoiler. So I don't know. I just felt like this movie didn't. What am I looking for? What am I wanting? It was too big for its britches. That's what I want to say.
For sure. And the plot by itself was not enough to carry it.
Right.
Like
because the plot was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It didn't explain. Hold on, we can take these off.
The scariness of it was okay, but the plot wasn't enough.
Plot didn't hit. It didn't hit like that. Like
Yeah.
you were like you. First of all, we were expecting it to connect in some type of real way. Like the connection wasn't what it like. It was like when you see the dead. The girl that was singing, the dude with the axe, and then the skull face. When you know why they're killing, it's like, oh, they're going after them because of old girl touched the bones and her blood and all this other shit. But then it's like, why did the first dude get killed in the opening of the movie? What did he do?
Because that happened before. That's what I was gonna say that too. And also, I don't like the fact that there was nothing that connected the killings either. Like the way that the first guy died, we saw the fly, so that should have been like the telltale every time.
Right.
Well, I guess
we did. We saw the fly on the girl when she was sitting down. Remember, she was sitting down, and you was like, you even pointed out. You said, "Oh, there's a fly."
There's the fly. Yeah.
She was saying,
I guess so, but like the time when.
But no, here's the thing. What is the significance of the fucking fly?
Yeah. I guess we have to go back to 1978 or 1666 to figure that out.
I guess that's what it's gonna be, because we're gonna start at 94, then 78, and then 1666. But this movie was too grown for what was going down.
Yeah, where were the adults?
There was nobody in this town.
There was one sheriff who didn't do anything. He was not helpful at all.
He shouldn't have been in the movie. Like, there was no point. He did nothing. He didn't come in. Did he save anybody? Did he shoot somebody? He shot in the beginning. He shot the dude.
Oh yeah,
first.
He shot Ryan.
Shot Ryan.
That was it.
That was all he did.
He only was helpful for the first 5 minutes of the movie.
After that, waste of time. The other sheriff, the other deputy got his gun stolen by a teenager.
By a child. Like, what? Who trained you?
Like, we see her, like, we see the main character. She's this teenager, and then the next thing you know, by the end of the night, she's stealing a gun from a deputy. Like,
right, she was just like crying her eyes out or whatever because her girlfriend broke up with her.
Right.
Or left her. I guess he broke up with the girlfriend, but
we didn't even know. Well, first of all, the way they set it up was pretty good, because we were thinking Sam was a guy. We was like, wait, where is this fucking douchebag at that she's crying over? He better be worth some shit. And then it turns out it's a female. It's like, oh,
that was the best plot twist of the entire movie.
Right, that was it.
Sam,
Oh, plot twist.
Did not see that coming. Like,
That was the best plot twist.
nothing about the witch interests me. Maybe when we get some backstory, maybe it'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. But I think they should have, if they were gonna do the whole witch coming back, they should have had I guess that's what I guess that's what it's gonna be. But they should have had a flashback of us, like, sometimes they'll set a movie up where it's like we see her like getting hung, and she's like, "I'll be back for all of you," and then it's like, okay, I get it now, she's coming back or whatever. But this movie is like, oh, the witch and. She cut off her hand to grab on to the town. Like, you know,
I think it was definitely an amateur horror movie because they told us from the very beginning what the plot was going to be. Like, there was no anticipation.
Right.
And then, what's the brother's name? Josh?
Josh, yeah.
And
he was the best character to me. Him, it was Josh.
He was a little too dramatic. I don't know.
Who, Josh?
Yeah.
I mean,
the way he was like slamming them things on the table and this is what's gonna happen.
That's what I was gonna say. They put it together too easy.
That's what I'm saying. It's an amateur horror movie.
It did hit you know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you remember, but it reminds me of Freddy versus Jason when she just woke up out of like she was dreaming, right? Like they didn't know what was going on. She just woke up out of a dream. And then she automatically knew everything. She was like, this is why this. And they're like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Like, she just knew everything. And that's what it felt like here. Like, they just gave it to us. And it's like,
yeah, like maybe they could have.
We didn't have to work for this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe they could have let some of the other stuff happen first. And then he start putting the pieces together.
Yeah, he just threw it all out there.
And that's another thing I don't really understand. Like, why this one lady, this one witch, has all these different goons doing all completely different random killings. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Who was that bitch at the end? Was that the witch? At the end, the end credit scene when she had the hood on and she was she scratched Samantha's name in the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck was that bitch?
Yeah, I don't know, because I thought the witch got hung and that was her bones that was out where the car was.
Maybe somebody's keeping her alive and we'll find that out. Maybe
maybe it was that lady on the phone.
Maybe it was.
I don't understand the janitor's purpose either. Because he popped back up at the end, and I thought that was going to be something more significant.
Was that the janitor?
The one that was in jail, yeah.
You sure? First of all, what did they arrest the brother for?
They were trying to frame him because they couldn't find anybody else in the mall, I guess. He was probably the last one there, because probably by the time the cop showed up, he was just there trying to do his job.
No, they found the killer. They knew it was old boy. He saw the killer.
Oh, yeah.
He shot him. Yeah.
So I don't know. See, it doesn't make any sense. Nothing in this movie made sense.
Maybe since it is the first part, I'm gonna come back for the second one. Well, you'll be back for the second one.
Yes, next week.
We'll be back for the second one. But for this first installment, it gave me like Stranger Things mixed with like different elements of horror. I got Jeepers Creepers vibes with the sniffing the clothes like he was doing on the first Jeepers Creepers. Sorry if y'all hear that, by the way. But I got Jeepers Creepers vibes. I also got horror Home Alone vibes when they started putting together a plan to get to trap the goons. I got like Home Alone vibes, like here's the plan, and we're gonna do this and shit. Like you come up with a plan, and I felt like for a rated R movie, it was still very kiddie-ish.
Yeah, like, it was very amateur.
Like,
what was the rated R? Just because these teenagers were cussing
and about to have sex or whatever, and like I don't think it earned the rated R. It felt very like an R.L. Stein. I mean, this is based off R.L. Stein, so it is kiddish, but why would you give it a rated R? You know, I guess because of the death. I did like the deaths. I didn't think anybody was gonna die at one point, and that's another thing.
They fucked that girl up.
That's another thing. They led us to believe that this was like
they were gonna save everybody. Like they just had to do this, and everybody was gonna make it out.
And then they start killing them too quickly. You know what I'm saying? It's like now you're just killing off people for the sake of.
Who was your favorite character?
Josh, the little kid, and I liked it.
Oh, you did say that.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it, Josh, and I liked it. I liked the girl he was getting ready to hook up with. Kate. I liked the Kate. I thought she was gonna be one of those stuck up, you know, too good for this shit type of one, but she actually was pretty cool. She was pretty chill. I liked her more than I liked the main character.
Yeah, I think Kate was my favorite if I had to choose one because
they all kind of really suck though, especially the main character. That's the limitation. If your main character is not likable in your movie, it's gonna be a problem.
Right.
It's gonna be a problem.
She was crying the whole movie. Like
It's like things that define your your main character was like her whole thing against Sam is like, oh, you moved away because your parents got divorced, and like,
oh yeah, I was gonna say that too about the plot. Like, first of all, the rivalry thing was, I feel like it was just thrown in there, like they just needed something to start off the whole killing part, but it wasn't.
We was like, who the fuck is these dudes? Why they got on different uniforms than the band people?
Yeah, I thought they all went to the same school at first, and they were like, oh, okay, this is Sunnyvale, and Shadyville, whatever.
Why the fuck was Sunnyvale there for? I thought that was just a shady side problem. Why the fuck was they there? They didn't want to be there, obviously.
Yeah, but we needed a reason for the plot to start up, I guess.
And then the whole nose bleeding thing, like, the main character, I don't know her name. That's how much I get. She got a nosebleed, and
Sam.
Sam got a nosebleed. What was that about? They didn't explain the nosebleeds, and our character got another one, didn't she? Wasn't she getting nosebleeds?
When they went back to the grave too, Sam got it.
Sam got a note, like, yeah.
Because the first time when the car crashed is when she got it, and then when they went back to.
And then they tried to rebury the bones. Come on, man, that's Supernatural 101. You burn the bones.
Why were the bones even just out?
Just out in the woods somewhere.
And it didn't explain when the sheriff went and put that note in and said it's happening again. Who was he talking to?
He was talking to the woman that called. Obviously, well, not obviously, but that's my theory. He was talking to her. That's why she ended up calling them at the end.
And she said it never ends. So how has she survived this long?
Yeah, like, what is she doing behind? Like, how have you survived?
And why she didn't say that on the phone?
And it's just, again,
because I feel like if she has survived all this time, then she should have been able to save Sam.
Right. Tell us what you did.
The same thing happened to Sam as it did to her.
Like, tell us what you did. And then again, the whole, like, I mean, touch the bones and you disturbed her grave, like, all that shit. Man, she was already killing. She was already pissed off at somebody. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and why didn't the sheriff the sheriff was just.
There was just a lot.
It's a lot. It was just a lot going on. There was no parents in the movie. We still don't know where the fuck their dad is. There was, like. We ain't got nothing to say. All right, we just gonna wait till the second movie. All right.
Yeah, we're still definitely watching the second one. I'm really hoping they give us some answers because this did nothing but confuse us.
The second one, well, it didn't confuse me. I understood what was going on. It was stupid. That's what it was stupid, but
it left us with so many unanswered questions.
And not questions of like I want to know more questions. It's like, why did you do this? This
right.
Is a stupid question. Like, this is dumb. What were you trying to say? But the second one did give me that Camp Crystal Lake vibe. They were at the lake, and
this is where that lady's gonna tell her story.
Yeah, she's gonna tell what happened to her sister died. Yeah. So we're gonna see. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe,
but this actually, we don't say this all, but this was actually kind of awful.
This was awful.
This was tough. Like I was falling asleep through this movie. Like, this was tough. But we'll be back next week with part 2, 1978. We'll see y'all there. This is awful.